What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pleeka. I'm Jerome. Today we'll be talking about the 3 Doctor Who specials that were just recently released on Disney+.
What's gonna go wrong? Oh my god,
Alright, boys and girls, Doctor Who is finally fucking back to being good on TV again. We have 3 Doctor Who specials that recently came in on Disney+. I'm gonna be going through the first 3. We also have a Christmas special coming up on Christmas, obviously. So, we got the first special. The Doctor is caught in a fight to the death as a spaceship crash lands on London, but as the battle wreaks havoc, destiny is converging on the Doctor's old friend, Donna. So this one, obviously, David Tennant is back. He regenerated from Jodie Whittaker to David Tennant. He snapped right back into the Doctor that we all love. But alright, so he lands there, he meets Donna, and it's kind of fun because he's like, oh shit, like if she remembers me, this bitch is gonna die. I always kind of assumed that the second she saw him, that would happen, so it was kind of nice to see like, oh, she has to like fully be reminded of this, like she did get it wiped. I just always kind of assumed that if she ever saw David Tennant or the Doctor again, Donna Noble was fucked. So that was kind of cool. I also liked that the whole thing of all these specials was kind of to undo all that a little bit and just let them like live and be happy.
Who'd have thought? I ended up with a family.
So we can kind of have our cake and eat it too, which have those episodes for such a long period of time where I feel like there's an ending. I do like that coming back to it now. And I feel like the story with everything, how they did it, made sense enough. You know, it made sense enough to where you're like, okay, I'm cool with it. Although to be honest, okay, I don't 100% understand the whole Dr. Donna and her daughter and them getting rid of their Time Lord powers just because they're women. That kind of seemed like a wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey kind of solution, but you know, whatever. I'm cool with it. They don't have powers, we're gonna move on. Sure. Sure.
We know everything, thanks.
And you know nothing? It's a shame you're not a woman anymore. She'd have understood.
We've got all that power, but there is a way to get rid of it. Something a male-presenting Time Lord will never understand.
We end up meeting her daughter, Rose, which I'm very fascinated about what's going to go on with this character. I know she's going to come back in this season with the new Doctor, and I don't think Donna Noble is going to show up, so I'm very curious how that's going to be, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But so we run into them, the Doctor's like, what the fuck, Rose? And then he ends up meeting Donna's husband as well, and then that brings him to the house, and he meets the whole family. We meet the Meep.
Be my friend. Why won't you speak to the little Meep? Be my friend.
It just it felt like a classic David Tennant episode. The first 2 really did. The third one was the only one of these 3 that felt like, oh, they're getting new and different with it, even though it did feel like a classic episode of his. That it just felt more modern a little bit. But these 2, with like the practical effects of the Meep and the second special with the fucking big-ass hands and then weird crawling and shit like that, it just felt so fun to have weird Doctor Who back. But yeah, the first special was really, it was just kind of fun getting them through that. The Meep is like cute and then he becomes evil.
Now to hell with this Exhibit C. No stun guns from me. Just die.
I really enjoyed the first one. Not much story-wise for all this. It was kind of just all set up. It ends with Donna throwing coffee on the TARDIS, and oh god, they get lost on the spaceship for the next special. I did really like, though, just going back to Rose for a minute, I liked how she had all the dolls that she created that were like little Easter eggs to the other companions and whatnot, and villains and all these things. That was kind of fun. We also get a little thing with that with like the Toy Makers dolls as well. I love those little Easter eggs, and it was kind of fun too, like with these specials, it almost seemed like instead of having multiple Doctors together, we're going to have Donna and Mel and like little Easter eggs to all the other companions instead of multi-Doctors. And then eventually by the end, we do get a multi-Doctor. I kind of like that. That was fun too. I would love if they could do a special with like, it would be kind of crazy, but like, you know, like the end of the David Tennant era with the Dr. Donna, when there's like, you got like 2 David Tennants, you got Dr. Donna, you got Captain Jack, you got Rose, you got like fucking everybody in the world in the TARDIS. Imagine a special for all these companions to come back. Like you can have like somehow have like Amy, Rory, Billy, some of the people that that was like just a special with like a companion from each iteration of the Doctor. That would just be so much fun to do. And I know it'd be hard to make it make sense, but I feel like they could figure out a way. That being said, though, I got a little distracted. The second special. The TARDIS takes the Doctor and Donna to the furthest edge of adventure. To escape, they must face the most desperate fight of their lives, with the fate of the universe at stake. This was really fun. So it kind of just seemed like, oh, this is them exploring a empty spaceship. What's this, like, what is gonna be the twist here? They run into a robot, and you're like, okay, maybe it'll be this. And then they keep going, and eventually, you see, like, a David Tennant walk into the room with not a David Tennant walk. I mean, obviously it is a David Tennant walk, but it's not the Doctor walk.
Does it just get cold?
I think so.
but like you can tell it's not David Tennant. And eventually, you know, their arms getting longer, they have fucking giant hands and shit. That was the special effects for that were really fun. But then like it's like you get like maybe 20 minutes of them just kind of talking, walking through the ship, putting stuff away before you get the reveal of the evil Donna and evil Doctor, and then them chasing and tricking each other and like the conversations they keep having. I really love the moment when the Doctor takes off his tie to prove that he is like the real one.
Skin and clothes might be the same thing, so if we meet another Doctor with his tie, that's not me.
And then Donna eventually is like, "Where's your tie, Doctor?" And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Well, you put it on the floor. It's gone now." And it disappears. So then you realize, oh, each of them are talking to a fake one again. Like, there's just some really fun moments in that. Overall, it doesn't do much other than to kind of set up that, like, he did a little thing at the edge of the, I don't know, like the edge of the universe or something like that. And then that, I feel like that invited the Toymaker back. They kind of explain a little bit.
And that thing with the salt.
What, the bad luck thing? That was just a lie.
Normally, except I invoked a superstition at the edge of the universe. Because I got clever, didn't I? I cast that salt at the edge of the universe. I played a game and let him in.
But yeah, that was a really, really fun episode. I just love the ending with David Tennant fucking crawling at David Tennant, and then like the almost fake out of like killing Donna. I love shit like that. I love when they almost kill characters I love. It was kind of fun too, because all online, everyone was like, fucking Matt Smith's gonna be in this episode, Peter Capaldi, Eccleston's back, bro. Like, everybody thought there's gonna be a multi-Doctor story because they kept it so secret and all that, and they just kept it secret because it was a fun episode and like a little cool adventure, which I like that. I wish they could keep more of this stuff secret. I've seen, like, except from the third special, there was leaked dialogue from like a year ago with both Doctors talking after they split. Like, what the fuck? Can't we keep some shit secret like that? I am getting a little tired of everything in the fucking world being leaked about every single thing we watch. So we know, like everything's not a surprise, and then we're all disappointed with everything we fucking watch. And we wonder why we hate every Marvel movie. We know exactly what's gonna fucking happen when we go into it. Anyways, Special 3. The giggle of a mysterious puppet is driving the human race insane. When the Doctor discovers the return of the terrifying Toymaker, he faces a fight he can never win. Which... he actually does win, okay? He's being the Toymaker so many fucking times now, actually. It is kind of weird. So, in the special, they kind of play it as that the one time the Toymaker showed up was with the first Doctor. But there's been, like, books and comics, and there was an unaired episode, I believe. But I think this is just strictly going off the show, which is also why I have a hard time reading Doctor Who comics and books. I've read a couple, and it's just like, oh, these are really fun, but it's just hard for me to keep it in my head because I'm like, it doesn't matter. This like in books and shit like that, like Matt Smith has a whole other companion that you've just never seen in the show. It's a little like Ahsoka-y with Clone Wars. Anyways, the Toymaker's back in this. It's fucking, oh my god, it's Neil Patrick Harris, and he is a fucking blast in this. He needs to return. He was so good. I need them to have the Toymaker back at some point. You could tell he was having a blast. Even the behind the scenes stuff too. He like watching it, and he's like, fuck, I thought I was just gonna be on the episode. I'm doing a lot of shit here. Dancing, the fucking dance number to Spice Girls. That was amazing. I love when they get weird like that with Doctor Who. They've done dance numbers every now and then, and I fucking love it. Ball, just them fucking everybody loves the balls now, and just them playing catch at the end. There's a lot of fun things in it with Neil Patrick Harris. I really love it's almost like Mad Hatter kind of funness when they go to a shop and the Doctor and Donna are stuck going through all the doors. That was really neat. I kind of expected more to go there. It also was a little bit Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors-y with the Toymaker over like puppeteering it and like all that. I'm kind of curious how many kids were like terrified of this special, because there are some moments in some of these, like even the second one when David Tennant crawling, like some scary shit. But so inevitably they find out the Toymaker put a picture in the very first, the very first televised thing ever, and there's the and that got in everybody's head, and it made everybody a Karen, and the whole world's fighting. I like that commentary. But he did that. They end up, the Doctor and Donna confront him. They get back. They're on the tower, and we're all like, I've seen the trailers and the pictures for this because everything's on the internet now. So I know that he's going to regenerate up here. He gets shot with the laser. Him and Ncuti split apart. The second he pops out of David Tennant, he's on and being the Doctor, and he steals the show, whacks his TARDIS, splits the TARDIS apart for them. He's got a jukebox in his TARDIS. That seems fucking cool. I wonder what kind of hits we're gonna get in that.
Ooh, jukebox.
Yeah, it's just a fucking blast. The third special was definitely my favorite. I love them all. I'm happy to have more Doctor Who that I want to rewatch, because for a long time now I've just been watching these episodes with Jodie Whittaker from Chris Tribnall, and there was none of her episodes have been. I haven't had a favorite episode of Doctor Who in a long time, so I'm happy to have these. As much as like these weren't craziest like you know what I mean, like they weren't like, oh my god, 50th anniversary special, all the doctors are back in, there's a war doctor, what, like Rose is there. This was so cool. I would, even if like this just became Doctor Who, every year we just got like 3 episode specials or whatever, that'd be enough for me for how fun these were. I don't want that. I'm glad the show's coming back and we're getting more seasons and all that, but this would just be enough for me. But so let's talk about the little controversial bit of this special. So the whole like story of the thing kind of is like, why did they pick David Tennant's face again? They needed him to become that face again to eventually heal and turn into the 15th. And when they bi-regenerated, how I took it is that when David Tennant eventually is all healed, and probably way after Donna dies and like years from now, when he actually regenerates, he was kind of teleported to that moment again and split apart and became him. So like he's already healed and better, wibbly wobbly timey-wiminess. Because of that, we just saw it this time. We haven't seen him heal yet. Like they say, they're doing it out of order, a little like River Songish kind of stuff.
I'm fine because you fix yourself. We're Time Lords. We're doing rehab out of order.
So I don't know if we're ever going to see him actually do that. I liked it. But the part that kind of makes sense for it to me is thinking about it with past regenerations. David Tennant stuff was so fucking sad. When he turned into Matt Smith, he was like a child again, and he's just having a fucking blast. And it's just so different than David Tennant's era, and I feel like that's what we're going through again. He was in such a sad, trauma-filled place that once this guy heals, he's going to become the new guy. But to keep it fun for us, we're going to get the new guy early. But it just kind of makes sense to me, like, they needed this, they know this face to me, like, that's how I took it. Like, the body, the whatever, Time Lord juice inside of him was like, this face can get us to the healed place. It's done it before, it'll do it again. So let's bring him back. And he'll go find Donna and they'll have a grand old time together, That's kind of how I took all that. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I felt like that was the explanation I got. But also, once they split apart, according to Russell T Davies, Matt Smith woke up in his TARDIS, Eccleston woke up in his TARDIS, Peter Capaldi woke up in his TARDIS, everybody, wherever they regenerated from before, now there's like a multiverse of Doctors. So the first time they regenerated that we saw, they did regenerate and turn into all this. But now they've woken up. So there is multiple timelines now in Doctor Who, even though it does still flow normal, you know what I mean? They regenerated correctly the first time, and then after this moment, they woke up again. So it is interesting if they have the memories of what's going on with all the other Doctors. That I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't really, I feel like it's not that of, like, big a deal, because, like, it's not like we're going to see all of these Doctors wake up. We're not going to see a lot of these stories. Maybe there'll be comics. Maybe there'll be books. I doubt we're going to get something with this, at least anytime soon. But I do like the idea of that now if they ever want to bring anybody back, they can just easily do it. You don't have to have an explanation. You're just like, oh yeah, we bi-generated, and then boom, I'm here. See ya. Like, remember you woke me up a year ago? I like that it gives them an out in the future if they ever need to do an episode like this. Or if they're like, oh, it would be a really fun idea for a cameo in this moment, and it would make sense for the story. We don't have to also now figure out a way to, why is Matt Smith here? They can just do it. So that's cool. That's always better. Anything else? Oh, we got such a sad part. We got Wilf back very briefly, but fucking, I love him. I wish he could have been in more. It's so unfortunate that he passed. But yeah, that was really sweet. I loved that we got to see, even if it's just like a little bit, that little bit on screen, we got him. I'm so glad he was back.
Face! It's like springtime.
And Donna's got her memory back.
Without dying.
And I loved it that he was just shooting moles at the end of the episode, and Tennant put a force field around the moles. That's kind of fun. So at the very end, right before we kind of get into the TARDIS shit with the Doctors, both the Doctors, we see the Toymaker's tooth sitting on the helipad, the one that had the Master inside of it. And we see a little hand come to grab the tooth, and it's a hand with red fingernails. Now there's a couple options here. One is Caitlin Stewart. We saw her a couple times throughout the episode, and she definitely had red nail polish on. The other one is River Song. We've seen her with red nail polish a lot throughout the show. Or maybe it's just a new incarnation of the Master. Either way, pretty exciting. Obviously, it's going to come up eventually. I kind of completely forgot about the Master stuff being inside the tooth, so the second the Toymaker is gone, obviously that must release the Master. If he's not inside the tooth, and you know what I mean, he's out of there. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have a big, strong theory on who it is. It's literally just a hand grabbing a tooth, but pretty fun. I like it, and we get to hear a bunch of laughs. Sounds like a lot of Missy Mastery kind of laughter. But yeah, I believe, and hopefully I'm not missing anything, because I didn't take any notes for this. This was literally just me sitting here fucking trying to come up with stuff to say about these. I really loved him. I'm so happy Doctor Who's back. Fingers crossed it just stays on this continuing path of being just good episodes. I'm so excited for the Christmas special. Getting to see what the companion will be like with him, and just we're gonna see him go clubbing. It just seems so fucking fun. Also, I do want to bring up one thing. I've heard a lot of people complain about his new sonic screwdriver. I really like that. I like that they're mixing it up a little bit. We've had years of it being like just looking like a futuristic screwdriver-y kind of thing, you know? Some of them more look like vibrators than screwdrivers, let's be honest. But I like to just completely switch it up, because, like, why not? Why does it have to actually look like a screwdriver, you know? Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I don't have much of an opinion on that. I do love the new TARDIS design. I fucking love it. And the fact that they could switch up the lights, and, like, they could do little things here and there to kind of make it different without having to, like, redesign the entire thing. I think Matt Smith probably had the best TARDIS designs. But now I really dig this one. But yeah, that's gonna do it. If you enjoyed this video, maybe go check out my ranking of all the Doctors. I did a tier list ranking of all that. Check out some other videos we got, and I'll catch you guys next time for the Doctor Who Christmas special.